And a pleasant good morning and happy Thanksgiving morning to you and to yours. And welcome to the Brevard Sportsnet. We are live from the campus of Eau Gallie High School. Alan Slaughterzinski, Double D, Daryl Durand joining me here this morning. And also going to pop in here in just a moment, Cody Queen from Queen Media. And he and Daryl on the call last week. Tremendous stream. Great job these guys do down here for the Eau Gallie Commodores. Well, Double D, you've seen this team a lot this year. We have pegged this football team as the number one team in Brevard County. They've certainly earned that moniker. Beating Merritt Island twice, Cocoa, Titusville. But let me ask you this: when you look at this team, what's their identity?
They're a very well-oiled machine. I say that both sides of the ball. How everyone stepped up after the injuries in the beginning of the season. They just all came together as a family, and they get it done each and every week. The only thing that they have to not do tomorrow night is the penalties. No penalties. They minimize that. They'll get a win at Bishop Moore.
All right, Cody, get over here. Cody Queen from Queen Media. Daryl Goney, we're your co-host in this thing with you this morning. Cody, you've seen this team week in and week out. You got a son that plays on this team. You know, you got that media eye, when you're out there, watching this team play. What do you see when you see the Eau Gallie Commodores in 2025?
I see a young team. They have a bunch of freshmen on the team. I guess I'm more hard on than anybody else. We have a team that is still not fully disciplined, even though we're doing well this year. But I think against a team like Bishop Moore, that's going to come up. Like we were talking behind the scenes, they're very much like Merritt Island. So I'm not very I'm not going to say I'm going to look over them this week, but I think we're not going to be like, hey man, this is like a powerhouse we're going to play. But besides that, I think flags are our only weakness on this team besides not having a quarterback, which that's pretty much not even been a thing this year. We've been rolling over everybody with the Wildcat. Either you go to 6, you go to 11, or you go to 5, or you go to number 7, Mr. Richardson. But what I see on this team is youth. I see the coaching. I've known Sands for a while. I've been up pretty high up in the biz. He has grown as a coach. He has grown as a coach. This one will never grow as a coach. He's been here. I won a Super Bowl with him when I was at the Dogs. I'll tell you right now, he will never grow as a coach. He's going to be young forever. But I would tell you, Chris Sands has grown as a coach since I met him. We have swapped over from our defensive coordinators from Billy, who went to Bayside. Now we have Ramos and Hall being co-defensive coordinators. Change it to like the 2 high safeties, almost like the Saban look. I feel like just every year I'm seeing more growth and now stepping back, Yep. So that's the biggest thing I see about EG is not only the players, but the coaching staff in general. Oh, man, CFAT, whenever I left for O-line, he came over and took it up. So every single position that we've had vacant has been upgraded at every single point. So for right now, I would say the coach staff, the kids are great. They're going to play hard, but they're young. Right now, I would say the maturity of the coaching staff.
I think that's a great answer. And Daryl, okay, let's talk about this team that, we watched. I'm still in awe and in shock at what to say about their last 2 games with Merritt Island. I mean, quite honestly, it's the play before the half that put the dagger in Merritt Island both times.
Yeah, yes, it is. And, the block punt and then this pass in the end zone here in double coverage. And what I was seeing with Cody, I was like, well, I thought he was going to go to the post route, which was wide open, and he comes to the corner here, and just that was the dagger that sunk Merritt Island. And Merritt Island wasn't a small team. They had size on Eau Gallie, and for Eau Gallie to dominate them how they did in both games, it just shows what this team's made of.
I think the thing that impressed me was that here it was 14-14. Merritt Island had just tied the football game. Now, even if you have a high school quarterback, right, you may not be thinking about trying to score there before the half because you only got 33 seconds. But you don't have an offense that can throw the ball 3 times down the field and get you in range. That's not this offense. But when you got guys like, I call them the X Factors, Xavier Larice and Xavier Corbin. So Corbin on the first play, he should have broken for more yards. The referee blew the whistle prematurely. On the second play, Larice takes up the middle, picks up 17 yards, puts them in a spot where they can now take a shot anywhere they want in the end zone. And Captain Roll, Cody mentioned the freshman on this team this year, Xavier Corbin, but that catch that Captain Roll made in the front corner of the end zone, right there, where you're looking at, right there in the front of your screen, that's a hell of a catch. I mean, he goes up, he tops the defender, pulls the ball down, and that's ball game. I mean, essentially, they sucked the wind out of Merritt Island at that point, and then they get the 2 pick sixes. Now, this game tomorrow night, we were talking to some of the coaching staffs. I was talking to you and Cody. To me, when you look at Bishop Moore, Coach Hedrick over there does a terrific job. Something Coach Hedrick always has is a great quarterback. He's got another one again this year. But that team is a lot to me like Merritt Island. I don't know that Bishop Moore, and oh, by the way, the seniors on that team are 0-3 against Eau Gallie. I've personally been told they're fired up. They're well aware of that stat, and they cannot wait for Eau Gallie to get to the Hornets' Nest tomorrow night.
Yeah, because they don't want to go 0-4. If you're a senior, you're 0-3 against one school, and
it's not even in your district.
No, it's in another county too, and you want to beat them. You want to strive to try to beat them, but if, like you said, they're like a Merritt Island, and it's going to be tight in the beginning, but Eau Gallie's going to give them the 1-2-3 punch and move on to the Final Four.
Yeah, I agree. Next week, I'm not looking past Bishop Moore, and obviously you get over there on that turf. I just think that turf benefits the speed of Corbin and Larice and what they like to do. Now we don't like to get. Now they're working on kicking right now, and they'll do some 11-11. And before I get out of here, I'll talk to Coach Sands and maybe a player or two. But we practicing on Thanksgiving, Darryl. I don't know if you ever got to do it as a player. No, I was done by Halloween, so I'm not even sure Thanksgiving was an option for me. But yeah, I mean. I just, you look at what Coach Sands has done here, and this is his 8th season. He's got 73 wins now as a head coach in his career. I think 65 of them or 64 of them have come here at Eau Gallie. They do, he really relies on his staff. He's got Coach Guys, the offensive coordinator. He's got Coach Hall and Ramos as the DCs. I love listening to them guys on Friday. I love being up on the booth on Friday nights. His coordinators, it's all love, but it ain't all wine and roses on Friday nights.
No, if you don't hear them over our mic, sometimes it's like they are passionate. This whole coaching staff is passionate, and they come together for these kids, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, no doubt. So the tradition of practicing on Thanksgiving. Now, look, as a kid growing up in Baltimore, I always associated football on Thanksgiving. Obviously, everybody in this country does. But nobody cares that there are 3 NFL games here in Brevard County today. All anybody in Brevard County cares about is that we still got 2 teams practicing, on Thanksgiving for high school football. You, my friend, a Brevard County native, born, raised, grew up here. What is it that makes it so special about practicing on Thanksgiving in this state?
It just knowing that you've put in so much hard work, you've come through the summer, and you're fighting for a state championship. Like you said, I didn't get to, as a high school player, play on, or practice on Thanksgiving. And when we were in youth league, we got the Turkey Bowl on Saturday or something like that. But it's just special, to see teams in the county still going strong. Because now you're in soccer and basketball season. You're not thinking a lot about football, but having 2 schools here in the county still going for it, it's very special.
No, it is. And, of course, for the Tigers, Coco will be over there later. Jackson will start us off over there this morning. 19 straight years, the 2nd straight year for Eau Gallie, and the 4th time under Sands. And see, that's the kind of thing that you see him put his head down as he's walking across the holder, drop the ball. That's the kind of thing he is just not going to stand for. They're not. It's the little, looking at, it's the little things that win and lose football games. And let me ask you this: did you, in your wildest imagination, believe that when Joseph Allen went down on the third, I think it was the third offensive play of the year, the first quarter, did you believe that this team had a chance to even remotely be close to doing this today? I didn't.
Honestly, no, I didn't neither. I knew they would get to the playoffs district title, somehow, some way, but getting to the final 8 now and maybe the final 4, it shows what this team has in heart and how the different pieces had to fluctuate to different spots.
Listen. I'm going to be honest. I didn't think there was no shot that they'd be practicing on Thanksgiving. I think really where it turned for me, and I said, okay, they're going to be just fine. Was when they went to Coco, and I mean, they really did dominate that football game at Coco. I think they picked off Champ Smith 5 times in that game. I think the X-Man had 3 of them. The Tigers couldn't stop Larice. You know the Larice family real well. So you see Manny standing out there who just does a terrific job with strength and conditioning with this program as well. And, of course, his son Xavier Larice. And so to you, what obviously, he's a special talent on the field, and that I know. But what makes him and that family what they are?
Heart. They're a faith-based family, and they do everything with heart, and that's it. There's no complaining. If they got to step up and do something, they will. Like you said, I've known him for a very long time, and X very well respected and respectful to all his peers and coaches, and he just does a great job of stepping up and getting his team ready to go.
Yeah, we will not be showing this portion of practice. Just because it's the offensive. Usually this part is reserved for the first 10 plays or the offensive script to start the game. So we aren't showing this part. I did that one time in my career, and let's just say it didn't go over well.
You got Jared Baker walking on there.
Where is Baker?
Right here in your screen.
That's it. Okay. I saw him. I didn't even recognize him over there. Well, of course, in all fairness to me now, okay, I don't see this early in the morning ever. So if I didn't recognize anybody, please forgive me. It was not personal. It just registered me that 10 minutes ago Todd O's drove by in a golf cart. It just hit me when I looked over there. I was like, oh, it's Coach O's.
With the cold front coming in tonight,
What is that all about, man? I was told it's supposed to get a little chilly.
Yeah, it's gonna get a little chilly. We're gonna put the fire pit on tonight and watch some football on the big screen in the yard. And
what you got today? You got the Lions or the Packers?
Whoever gets
Get over here, Cody. I know you got something to say about this.
whoever gets me most points on my fantasy team, that's what I'm worried about. Even though I'm a Dallas fan, and I was actually rooting against my team last week for Jalen Hurts to get more points for me.
Cody, what's the spread in these things today?
We got Green Bay 3-point dogs. I think if what's their start running back? What's his name? Josh Jacobs. If he's playing, it'll be closer. If Josh Jacobs isn't playing, it's gonna be like.
No, they're in Detroit. All right, Kansas City and Dallas. Daryl, Dallas is your team, bro.
I'll take Dallas, and I'll take Baltimore tonight.
My man. What's the point spread on the Dallas Chiefs game?
Only 3-point dogs. Dallas. I'm taking Dallas on this one.
I'm taking Dallas at home too. All right, and the Ravens take the Bengals into points tonight. Take the Ravens to win the game. There's no way the Ravens are covering 7 points with Joe Burrow back. Yeah, there's just that's. Yeah. There's just no way. And not to mention the fact that Burrow averages 302 against us every time he steps on the field. So I don't care if it's his first game back or not. He's going to torch our defense.
I think it's going to be under because the total points supposed to be 52.
Yeah? You think it'll be under 52? Yeah, Lamar Jackson's hurt. He's playing, but he's hurt. So
Lamar Chase to score a couple touchdowns. after being suspended.
Yeah, I like that too. Because he keeps his water in his mouth. It is, man. You can't spit on another man. You cannot do that. And then look at the reporter and go, "No, I didn't do that. No, I didn't do that. It wasn't me." So we'll get Coach Sands here in a couple of minutes and maybe grab X-Man, his fine. Hey, listen, I think that the big thing about X is this is a very emotional, fast-paced time. He leaves for Oregon next month. He's going in December. No, he's not playing baseball this year. And oh man, that's how I got to know X, playing little league baseball. And watching that kid play baseball was as special as it is watching him play football. I did a game last year. Look, he wasn't having a great year last year. I think he was a little banged up. I think he was batting in the low twos. But he got up against Rockledge last year and hits one over that wall at Rockledge. And if you know that wall at Rockledge, it's not an easy pop to get over that wall. And he did it, and it just, he's just a great center fielder, great base stealer. It was a wild year for freshmen freshmen this year in this county. We talked about Captain Roll and Xavier Corbin, but you look around this county, and you look at what Melbourne had in Tyrese Jefferson this year. You go up to Cocoa and look at their freshman astronaut, very young this year, with a couple of really good freshmen. Man, it doesn't really matter anymore, does it, Daryl?
No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. The talent that's in this county, and what they do, and they're just special. They're very special.
We're going to let them work their way down the field, and then they'll come back, if I remember correctly. They'll come back, and then when they come back is when we'll grab Coach Sands. Last year we could grab Xavier Larice during this drill because he wasn't in every play, so to speak, but he is on in every play. Now, I think the thing for the Commodores too, Daryl and Cody, is a lot of people forget this is a very young football team, Cody, as you mentioned, and they get their quarterback back next year in Joseph Allen. Cody, he was already going to be, in my opinion, the top quarterback this year coming into the county. Now they get him back next year.
Yeah, Joseph Allen was a big loss at the beginning. I still remember that play. I was just talking to old man Robbins over here, him doing that keeper and just getting obliterated. But this year, I feel like we would have been undefeated if we would have had him. All those other teams, we would have beat Vero at the beginning. We would have been averaging in the 50s about. But next year, he's going to set the record for most passing yards. This year, Xavier finally beat the Russian touchdown record for 33. He has 10 passing also, so 43 total. He's got the all-time Russian yards. All-time purpose yards too. And last year, Tay Welsh beat the record. Yeah, I think he had 32. Now X has 33. And now, and then once Xavier Corbin goes up, he's going to break that. So it's going to keep on going. This is a record-breaking team next year. It's shattering records. We're gonna have 3 1,000-yard receivers, I think, and that's insane. Lucas Vaselli's gonna be back at slot, and there's gonna be a bunch more. You have Captain Roll is gonna be your big guy on the freaking on the side. He's gonna be a sophomore next year. He's only gonna grow more. So that's what I think about Joe. I think Joe next year, all the weapons are still gonna be here, Joe, and you're gonna be a number 1 quarterback in the county as soon as you come back. Yeah. And that boy from Merritt Island.
Kevin Verpale, he's sick, man. He's good. And okay, so the big question today is, where the hell did the beard go?
I kind of messed it up, so I had a little bit of mustache problem. But I shave it off once in a while. It was more I was hanging out with my softball fam, and they didn't realize how old I was because I got all this gray in my beard, and they're like, I'm like a decade. I'm the youngest guy in the house, and they're like, no way. So I was like, you know what? If I really look that old, I'm gonna start cutting this thing off.
Well, I didn't even recognize you until you started talking. I'm like, oh my God, that's Cody. And you see the guys. There they go. They're coming back this way now. Look, there you go. Down the sidelines. Just a little too far.
I will go back to a lot of patience for these receivers because we're all expecting all these yards, right?
Yeah.
All these yards. A lot of these guys can be divas and everything. But They are patient, waiting for Joe to come back next year. Especially, I think TJ Monroe's a senior, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of got out of it this year. He's one of the best players on our team with not. I don't think he has any offers, which is insane. I think he's a great player. So not having Joe has kind of affected a lot of those receivers right now. But we have so much talent at the beginning of the year. They were saying, "Oh, especially them Coco guys, which are all my boys, especially Franco. Oh, you have too many guys out there. You can't give them all. They're all gonna leave. They're all gonna fly away, man." And now we're like, man, I don't know. Now you don't got a quarterback. You got a lot of talent. I mean, it's good that we equip like that. They come to us from these leagues almost already ready. You have like Dan Hunger out there at West Melbourne coaching kids. He's already a high school coach. So by the time Captain got to us, the kid was already a high school player.
Look at what Coach Butch did all those years
Yes.
laying the foundation.
Yes. Yeah, so that's exactly just
Once
when
it's done,
when
always
14U comes, I'm already having other leagues coming to me to get some of our terminology, which obviously has to go through the head coach first, so their 14U can be better because they have a bunch of kids slaughtered
I like
for
that
EG coming
idea.
in. Exactly, which we've been trying to look for a good little league to kind of have like a feeder in this area, obviously, like near Crane and Carver, like when I was growing up, but there isn't really one right now that's trustworthy. So we don't really do it. I don't care. I mean, I was with one last year, and it was horrible. So I'm not doing it. I'm at West Melbourne this year. But, I mean, so right now we're not looking into that because there aren't really ones that are doing it by the right way.
Right.
But they do come to us because they're getting ready to get their 14U ready. So by the time they get to us, they have a chance to start already because they already know what the terminology. They're not lost when they get out there. They're not asking coach all the time. They're looking like they're ready. They look like they're in shape because they're working on the off season. Because by the time you're 14, you should be doing that by then if you want to play high school football.
I agree.
So-
and I'll tell you what else I agree with you on the youth football aspect of it. My man, telling it like it is, Cody Queen. That's awesome, man. Here come the Commodores back down this way, and then that'll probably wrap up their. Listen, I think they come into this season needing 10 new starters on the defensive side of the football. They get that. Coach Hall, Coach Ramus did a terrific job with that. You definitely can't leave out Coach Guy and Trent Guy and what he did without his quarterback this year. He didn't think he was going to have to do what they're doing offensively this year. So the Commodores and the Horn. Now you're going to be able to watch that game tomorrow night. Are you streaming that? All right. Well, Cody will let you know if he's going to stream it tomorrow night. But it is available on the NFHS network. Now, I was originally going to go broadcast with the NFHS network, but I got permission to go to Stark and do Coco Bradford, so that's where we're going to go tomorrow night. Bishop Moore has got a great athletic director. He's a cool dude. And he let us do regional championship volleyball over there when Merritt Island played them 2 years ago. So here's hoping that he lets you guys, because they had cameras in the gym for NFHS then, but they were. We didn't even really ask this time, because the FHSA is funny about that. Yeah. 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 No, it hasn't been. Yeah. Yeah. You talking about the FHSA, right? Yeah. Yeah, Doris Mahoney. Yeah. She ain't been in all week. But she sent me my invoices. Nah, Doris, good woman. But they do listen. And here's the other thing that a lot of people don't realize: every time there's a state series event, they empty that office, and all those people go and work those state series events. So over the last month, they've done all the state series events. They go work the doors, the credentials, they take care of it all, and even Craig Damon gets in there and works those events. I've seen him at the credentials table plenty of times. So, Daryl, how do you see this game progressing tomorrow night?
I think it's going to be tight in the first half. Like we talked about it, they're more of a Merritt Island team on Bishop Moore, and I think Eau Gallie pulls away late third quarter.
Yeah, let me turn this camera this way here. I don't think it's any secret what they're going to do inside here. It's an RPO. X is going to get to the perimeter and beat you every time.
Just the speed on this team. I mean, just with the freshmen and X. I mean, it's unbelievable the speed on this team that they have, and they just minimize the penalties tomorrow night and play like they've been playing and taking care of business. We should hopefully have 2 teams in the Final Four.
I hope so, man.
And that, then you're into December practicing, and it's like, wow, it's that's a heaven sent from God. And
make it to Monday, you made it to December.
Yep, that's a fact, Jack.
So, see what Coach Sands is doing here. See if we can't get an interview with him. He needs to, when they get back here next year, he needs to get behind Eau Gallie or get behind Coco. Find out what time Coco practices and then practice, a half hour after them. But I think, with the 3 kids that he's got, 3 small kids, he wants to get out of here. I don't blame him.
I don't even think we're going to have any sun today. The fog's still over here in North Melbourne, and cold front's coming in.
When's that coming in?
It's coming in right now, and it's supposed to drop about noon, 1 o'clock.
I'll take it. All right. So what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
We are cooking steak and having like a shrimp packet and just doing like a surf and turf.
There you go. I like it. What's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Oh, put me on the spot here.
I know. That's the point of the question, my friend.
I would go probably green bean casserole.
A lot of people love that green. I love those little crunchy things you put on top of that. I dig that.
That was on my honeydew list to get. I had to find them.
Did you get them?
Yep.
All right, my man. Okay. All right. Mine is, I know this is going to sound crazy. Probably not a shock to a lot of you. But it's actually a dish I cook. It's and I'll save you some. It is my sausage stuffing. My sausage stuffing it's my mom's recipe, but I love it. I apologize for the silence. I'm listening to Coach Sands, coach out here. Yeah, for me, it's Eau Gallie tomorrow night. I just don't see. The only way Eau Gallie doesn't win this football game tomorrow night is if they shoot their own selves in the foot, and I truly believe that. I heard Balin Trujillo last night on the Central Florida Scoreboard Show, and they were asking him about who was going to win this game and why. And Balin said something that I thought was interesting. He said, as it pertains to Bishop Moore, the team they played that may be a little similar was Lake Mary. And Lake Mary just thumped them. This Coco, Eau Gallie, you could pick a couple other teams. It's just different over here, in terms of the style and identity of football. It's just you have to these programs, they don't have 60 kids coming out here on a Friday night, 65 kids coming out here on a Friday night. And if they do, 35 of them are from the JV and for show, for numbers on the sideline. So programs like here, up, you can go up the coast a little bit. Volusia County, you go down to Treasure Coast a little bit. Same deal down there. You have to do so much more with so much less. And these coaches do a terrific job of doing it. And I don't mean less talent. I mean less numbers, okay? Which, well, I guess means there are less talented kids in the county. But you get my point. Huh? Yeah, Coach Sands, if I could. Yeah, give me both of them. Yeah. Thanks, man.
But, yeah, you make a good point with that. It's like a lot of the times you see a team get off of, 2 charter buses full of kids. That just, a lot for show. You go down to the Miami-Dade County, you go over to Orlando, and, yeah, they got 2 buses full, but it's only 11 that can play on the field at a time.
Right.
you see what you see on the camera with Eau Gallie. It's not big numbers. It's enough to play football. And heck, if you got 25 bodies, they're going to go out with 25 bodies and do what they can.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
You don't need 45. You don't need 50. You need 25 hard fighting good football players, and that's what you go to battle with.
Yep. I agree. I totally agree. So, yeah, as we wait on Coach Sands, Cody Queen over there grabbing him up for us.
So do you think Kiffin comes to Florida?
No. I think if he goes anywhere, he goes to LSU. But if he was a smart man, he'd stay at Ole Miss. That's just my opinion. And I say that because Florida's not going to exceed 7-90 for him. They're just not. But listen, I would say this: the best job of the three right now is Ole Miss. LSU hasn't done anything over the last couple of years. You're a Gators fan. I don't have to tell you, right?
No. And I think they let Mullen go a little bit, too soon. If Mullen had if Billy was his recruiter, Florida would be unstoppable.
No, you're 100%. I think that's the end of practice. And we will get an interview with Coach Sands and then maybe the exes, Corbin and Larice, and we will head out of here. That is going to be practice.
Yeah,
Just a walkthrough, simple walkthrough, yep. Man, we were here for the whole thing. You sure I can get out that way? Okay. Yeah.
Oh no, you got
That gate?
no. They're not open.
What?
No, they're not.
No, not that gate. I'm talking about up that way. Gate-wise. Somebody open that gate for me. Somebody's going to have to open that gate for me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Go eat your food and don't do nothing stupid to get yourself hurt.
Yeah, that's the conversation every year at this time. Look, I can hear him now. Look, we are a family. What we've done to reach this point is very special. Quick prayer. Let's get it in. Bang, prayer's over. All right, now listen to me. All of you. Eat, go to bed. That's it tonight. Be here to catch the bus at this time tomorrow. Let's go. I mean, they literally had a 30-minute practice.
Yeah. It's kind of special, too, for seeing a kid I coached when he was 7 years old on this team, too, that transferred in from
Who?
Holy Trinity. Jaden Jacquez.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is. He leads the team in tackles.
Yeah.
See if we can.
It was very special.
I might get him too. Why don't you grab him after they get out of here? I want to interview Caden.
And that's probably that kid got the best heart and soul that I've ever coached. And if I could tell a little story real quick, we were down in Treasure Coast or whatnot, 7 years old. We're fighting to go into the end zone to be the county champs. He comes over, just starts puking right in front. Like, Coach, what's the next play? Oh, I got this. Same play? Like, I'm good. Just a football player. His dad's over here on the sideline, too. He's like, oh, he's good, Coach. He's good. Go back. No, come here. Come out at least to play. Get some water. But
he's a heck of a baseball player, too.
yes, he is. And he's going to fit in great here with Coach Collins and everything. But he's a heck of a ball player, and I was privileged to coach him.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He certainly is. We'll see if we can't get him. And I'm waiting on somebody to come over. I don't know. Figure it out. I see Coach Sands starting to trickle this way a little bit. Yeah, grab Cade. All right, look, as you walk by me, I want to know what your favorite Thanksgiving dish is. Tell everybody who you are. Come on. And what your favorite Thanksgiving dish is. All right, right here. Come on. You just got to get on this side.
All right, my name is Tweet Johnson. My favorite Thanksgiving meal is shit, macaroni and baked beans and ham.
My favorite thing about Thanksgiving, the meal, is everything. With my name, William Cohen.
My man, good luck.
My name Rodney Calloway. My favorite Thanksgiving meal is probably got to be mac and cheese, ham, candy yams, dressing, corn.
You like the marshmallows on the top?
Yeah.
My man. All right. Come on over here, young man. You're overdue here. I'm going to talk to Coach Sands in a minute, but first I'm going to talk to Caden Jaquez as soon as I can figure out how to flip the camera. Look at that. Got it. Come step on over here. Here with the Commodores leading tackler, Junior. Man, I can't believe you're a junior. Oh, look at you, man. All right. You come over here and make the transfer here. How obviously things have been just fine for you. Tell me a little bit about this season. And, you get 10 new starters. You were one of them this year. What makes this defense so special?
Man, we just a bunch of dogs, man. We can run, maybe athletes. We just dogs. Just get you the ball, you go hunt.
How did this defense, with 10 new starters on it this year? I know Coach Hall and Coach Ramos are great coaches, but you all still have to come into your own individually. How was this defense able to mesh together as quickly as it was?
Man, we just came to X. Man, X knew all the plays. Man, we went to him in the summer, worked hard, learned the plays, and with a bunch of dogs and athletes, man, it's easy to just bond as a team and just come together and just play ball.
I know we're trying to get through here as quickly as we can, so let me ask you this. Thanksgiving, I know your dad well. I mean, great dude. Pressure washer business, the whole nine. Just a great guy, man. Really, truly is. What does practicing on Thanksgiving mean to you?
It's special, man. This is my first time because I came from Holy Trinity,
right.
And transforming over here, man. It's a special thing. It's really special. It's my first time, and I'm excited to play on Friday.
What's the first dish you're going to pull off the table later today? What is the dish? Everybody's going to get the meat, right? But what's the first dish you got to have?
Mac and cheese.
I got you. And is there anybody watching that you want to say hello to for Thanksgiving?
All my family that's like out of state. I love you, and yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, man. This guy right here. Coach? Yeah, absolutely, if we could. Hold on here. It happens to me every year. Tallest guy in Brevard County right here. Coach Chris Sands. Coach, I saw you on the Mark Moses show the other day, and I loved your answer to this question. You don't really have to throw the ball when you can run it for 400 yards a game. First of all, let me just say this. Congratulations, because this was a phenomenal coaching job. You, Coach Guy, Coach Ramos, Coach, all of you, your entire staff did this year to lose your quarterback when you lost your quarterback, and to still do the things that you guys have accomplished this year. How were all of you able to keep this thing on its tracks?
I think communication between us coaches. We know that we have the knowledge like no other on our staff. So we just kind of sat down and tried to figure out the best way to put our guys in a situation to win football games. And obviously we've done it every year, adapted to our personnel. And we had to do no different when Joe went down. So again, we sat down in a room and just kind of played things out and, what can we do to get ourselves better? And we tried some different things early. If you notice early in the season when we played Heritage and Rockledge, we were kind of trying to figure things out. But eventually we did figure it out, and we always do. And obviously our success is predicated off those guys in our staff room, Coach Guy, Coach Jack Gallo, Coach, all those guys around there. They do a great job with our kids, and, their knowledge of the game is second to none.
Coach, when you have a high school quarterback, and X is your quarterback, and I don't want anybody to misunderstand me, but when you have a prototypical high school quarterback, Joseph Allen, okay, who, when you get the ball back at the end of the half, sometimes with 33 seconds, you don't even have the time with a guy like Joseph Allen to go down the field. I absolutely loved your approach last week before the half. When you called that timeout after the official inadvertently blew the whistle, and he did, and you did, what was the thought process there I mean, because you had to get at least 15 more yards to get that ball in the front of that end zone like that. What were you guys thinking?
Well, we know they have a good staff over at Merritt Island, and they weren't going to kick to us on the kickoff.
Right.
So we knew our field position were going to be really good, and we have explosive players. So we knew 2 plays to get us kind of in a range where we can get the ball down the field, which we did the first play. Like I said, Corbin broke, and they made a mistake. Officials make mistakes, so we had the inverted whistle. Then again, we went to X and just tried to get ourselves in a situation where he can get the ball to the end zone. And we did it, and obviously called timeout and set something up that we've been practicing all season. We actually had a guy running wide open in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Captain Roll is an unbelievable athlete. X put the ball perfectly where he was supposed to put the ball, and he made a play on the ball.
I know Bishop Moore is tough and all this and that, and we'll talk about them here in just a second. Coach, I know you're a family man, children, your wife. I know how much a day like this means to you. This is the 4th time I've been out here since you've been head coach that you've practiced on this day. What does it mean to be out here, and is anyone more special than another?
Yeah, no, it's awesome. Just the aspect of the whole week, able to bring my kids to practice and have them kind of be around our players. I've said it all year. My 4-year-old son's best friend is Xavier Larice. So again, just to have them be around and be here during the day, and practicing on Thanksgiving is special. Not many people can do it. All the hoopla before the season and all the especially around here, these coaches think they're big and bad, when there's no record or no games getting played. And then you get to a point of this season, you see who's left. And I feel like, it's a special thing. I feel like our kids deserve it. And more than anyone, our coaches on our staff deserve it. Because like you said, we had to do some things this year that most people couldn't do. And our guys have figured it out, and I give all the credit to them.
Final question for you. Bishop Moore, a good football team. But I got to tell you, I got some buddies over there, and the scuttlebutt coming out of Orlando is there is no way this senior class is going to go 0-4 to Eau Gallie. What's been the secret to this point? I mean, 3 wins over them since 2022. What's been the Bishop Moore secret?
Yeah, I mean, every game has been close. They play us tough. They're extremely well coached. But at the end of the day, the one thing that we have that we think a lot of teams don't have is grit. Our kids, week in and week out on Friday night, they find a way to get things done. We face adversity constantly. Like I said, the thing that happened to Joseph is a perfect example of what we do. We face some adversity, we pick up the pieces, and then we figure it out. So the grit this team has, the grit this coaching staff has is unbelievable, and I think that's the difference in what we do and what Bishop Moore does. We come out here and we work, we put our hard hat on, and at the end of the day, hopefully we come out with a victory. And again, Bishop Moore is a great football team, and we're going to their place, and we expect them to come out on guns a-blazing, their opportunity to go to the Final Four. But we still have a sour taste in our mouth from last year in the Final Four, so we want to get back.
Coach, congratulations on a great year. Happy Thanksgiving to you. Yes, sir. Head coach Chris Sands. Gentlemen, the X Factor. Come on. Now, come on. I want you two together. Yeah. Yeah, I want you guys together. All right. There we go. I am here. Now, I'm sure a lot of other people have branded you guys this, but all year, baby. That's all I've been doing all year. The X Factors right here. Xavier Corbin, Xavier Larice. I have to start with the senior, okay? All right. X, you and I have done this now for 2 Thanksgivings, 2 in a row. You got a lot going on in the next month, man. How are you able to just stop, focus, and concentrate on not even the football game, but just one day at a time with everything that you've got coming up in the next month?
Yes, sir. Really, it's what I want to do. My whole life has always been revolved around sports, and God blessed me with the ability to go out to Oregon and play football. So it's what I want. So every day I'm a grind, put my head down and work for it.
I asked you this last year. I'm going to ask you this again. What makes practicing on Thanksgiving, 2nd year in a row for you, what makes practicing on Thanksgiving so special?
It's just a great feeling. Everybody in Brevard County, no one's practicing besides us. So just be able to come out here in the morning and practice with my brothers and then go out here and have a good breakfast with them. Not everybody gets to experience that, so it's great.
Yeah, I'm not going to keep you guys long because the breakfast part, they're going to get in there and eat all the good sausage. I know that. I know how that works. Young man, you've had an outstanding season, but to know you and to have watched you play over the last couple of years, I don't think that shocks anybody. Let me ask you this question. What did you learn this season out here?
I think I learned how to be a leader, how to be a better teammate, and how when adversity hits, control your emotions.
See, if you go back and listen to an earlier broadcast, I said, I know this young man, and I know the one thing he's going to learn. Put it there. That's a great answer, man. All right. Tell me what you learned from this guy. What has this guy taught you?
He taught me a lot. He's taught me everything I know right now. Yeah. Plays, how to be a teammate, how to be a leader, and how to play at the next level, like college.
Take me through real quick a run. I'm curious because I watch you. Even the official last week, and God bless him, and as Coach Sand said, made a mistake. Even they can't follow you. You know, I mean, he blew the whistle. They don't know yet. They don't know yet. They will, but they don't. Take me through. I mean, how do you work at this, man? I mean, you got a nice flow back there, your cutback ability, your vision. Talk to me about all of that.
Mostly learned half of it from my brother watching his film, and then just taking advice from him because he sometimes sees stuff I don't see.
Yeah. You and your brother ever discuss who was better at this age?
I say me.
You had to do something this year. I'm sure you had no idea you were going to. I think it was the third play, or at least the first quarter of the first game. And I still think you would have beat Vero Beach had everything stayed intact for you guys. Let me ask you this. How were you able to – I mean, you just picked up a ball and started kicking one day. You told me that's how you became the punter. Don't tell me you just picked up a ball and started throwing it, and that's how you became a quarterback. What made you, or how did you have this ability to adapt to be able to do the things that you have done out here? I mean, it's 3rd and 12. Boom, gone. I mean, the quick little gone. Where does that come from?
Yes, sir. You know, ever since I was little, even at the Ducks, my one wish was to go play quarterback. But, you know, I always had Brody in front of me. But I'm good at running the ball, so when Joe went down, they put me at quarterback, and at first it was just a wildcat. We were really throwing the ball, but then I started throwing, and everybody was saying, you know, it's luck, he's just throwing it up, but it's simple. We're better than everybody else, and we're going to continue to show that and keep throwing it.
I know you're a Commodore, but go ahead and say it. Once a what, always a what?
Once a duck, always a duck.
There you go. Once a duck, always a duck. All right, I'm going to let you guys get going here. Mr. Corbin, your first thing, first of all, well, I guess he's not. He wouldn't be home today. What's the first thing you're going to grab for at the dinner table there? Like, everybody's going to get the turkey, the ham, whatever, okay? But what's the side dish you ultimately got to have first?
Mac and cheese.
All right, how's it made and who makes it?
Mom makes it, and she just makes it any kind of way. It's good regardless.
What about you?
That's tough. I would say I'm going to be different. I would say mac and cheese, but I'm going to skip. I'm going to go straight to dessert. Give me some pumpkin pie and some ice cream.
What are you going to miss most when you take off for Oregon next month about Brevard County?
That's tough. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to miss.
Don't say friends, family. We know all that. I get all that. But what's like when you look back and go, damn, I wish I was in Brevard right now for that?
Not going to lie. I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to miss going out and getting ice cream every night. We got some of the best ice cream.
I like it. Gentlemen, happy Thanksgiving to the both of you. You both have been an absolute blast to watch and broadcast this year. Good luck. There you go. There, the touchdown dances you know you're going to see tomorrow night. For Chris Sands, for Caden Jaquiz, for everybody.